Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 446 based on novel. So let's start. The nearly 100 cultivators around Wang Lin were all shocked. Everything happened so fast that the battle was over before they could react. He moved through the crowd, with no one daring to block him. He had captured Dao Master Miao Yin's maid, and the power of his ethereal fire was heaven-shaking. What shocked them even more was that the blow from one of the five masters, Dao Master Miao Yin, was blocked and he wasn't injured. This kind of thing was enough to shock all the surrounding cultivators. Ethereal Fire Cultivator. Not only is he an ethereal fire cultivator, not even an attack from one of the five masters could kill him. Forget killing, he wasn't even injured at all. The spell he used clearly used origin energy. Even if he is not a third-step cultivator, he is only one step away. Who is he? The dark mosquito beasts descended. They weren't slow, it was just that everything that had just happened was too fast. Wang Lin's actions, along with the arrival of the mosquito beasts, caused all the cultivators to stop fighting. The storm in the sky rumbled violently, and as Wang Lin stared at it with his cold gaze, there was a thunderous bang. It was as if a pair of giant, invisible hands had grabbed the storm and ripped it open. The storm collapsed and two figures rapidly retreated from each other. The person who retreated to the right was Great Desolation. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes and he laughed. Good, indeed worthy of being the descendant of that old bird. You even dared to capture one of the five masters' maids before him. This courage, this decisiveness, you are a worthy talent. I didn't give you that poison to protect yourself for naught. The old man smiled as he spoke. He had noticed that Wang Lin was not ordinary, and if the two of them were to join forces. The person on the left was the young man who was Dao Master Miao Yin. He looked down at Wang Lin from the air and suddenly smiled. Very good. This smile was extremely cold. After looking at Wang Lin once, he looked up at Great Desolation. He waved his hand and a 10,000-foot green snake appeared. The green snake started to struggle and hiss. With a squeeze, the green snake let out a mournful scream and its illusory body collapsed. It then turned into a pill the size of a head and floated before Dao Master Miao Yin. Bursts of fragrance filled the air. Just one smell would make your blood flow faster and your mind more clear. Great Desolation, old poison, you're not my match in this tomb, and it is useless to continue fighting. Since this lord stole your Dao spirit, I'll give it back to you. The matter between us is over, you can leave now. How about it? After he finished speaking, Great Desolation's eyes lit up. There was flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes. This sentence turned the situation around. All of the five masters were extremely cunning. They all had cultivated for tens of thousands of years, so none of them were fools. At a glance, he had noticed that there was a chance Wang Lin and Great Desolation would team up. Then he immediately gave up the Dao spirit to cause a huge crack to appear on the possibility of them joining forces. Don't you just want this Dao spirit? I'll give it to you. Compared to the heaven-defying bead Wang Lin possesses, this is nothing. Dao Master Miao Yin remained calm, waiting for Great Desolation to make a choice. Wang Lin sneered. If he was outside, he would immediately leave if he encountered Dao Master Miao Yin, as the gap between them was too big. However, in here, Wang Lin was certain he could hold his own. Although Dao Master Miao Yin was one of the five masters, he could only display up to early-stage Nirvana void cultivation here. Although he had no chance of winning, Dao Master Miao Yin would have to go through great difficulties to kill him. However, the most important fact was that Wang Lin had Gu Nizi. Great Desolation squinted his eyes and pondered for a moment. He smiled and didn't even look at Wang Lin as he said, "Bring the Dao spirit over and this old man will leave." Dao Master Miao Yin didn't speak and only looked at Great Desolation. This old man Great Desolation swears by my Joss flames that once I obtain the Dao spirit, I'll leave and not come back. Great Desolation seemed to know what Dao Master Miao Yin was waiting for. He didn't hesitate to form a seal with his right hand, then a strange rune flew out. To make an oath with one's Joss flames was a convincing method between third-step cultivators. With a wave of his hand, the rune flew toward Dao Master Miao Yin. After taking the rune, Miao Yin relaxed and threw the pill in his hand. Great Desolation waved his sleeve and took away the pill. He smiled and glanced at Wang Lin before flying off into the distance. The moment he stepped into a spatial rift, Wang Lin suddenly flew into the sky. The moment Wang Lin flew into the sky, the thunder tattoo appeared before him and he charged at Dao Master Miao Yin. Dao Master Miao Yin let out a cold snort and his eyes revealed a ruthless gaze. The first thing one must do when battling an ethereal fire cultivator was to seal one's emotions. His right hand formed a seal and he suddenly waved his hand. Joss flames appeared, along with the illusion of a beautiful woman. She was holding a jade sword and struck at Wang Lin with it. The sword energy was monstrous and felt like it would chop this sealed land in half. It shot toward the thunder tattoo. In a flash, the sword energy collided with the thunder tattoo and a thunderous rumble echoed. The sword energy didn't slam into the thunder tattoo but split into thousands of strands. The thunder tattoo collapsed in a flash. Wang Lin coughed out blood and anxiously moved back. He seemed weakened and was about to retreat. Dao Master Miao Yin was about to chase, but just at this moment, a black wind howled behind him. The world behind him suddenly twisted and a huge shadow appeared. The shadow formed a palm that gave off a fishy smell, and it shot toward Miao Yin. The dark palm appeared too suddenly, and it instantly closed in on him. His expression changed and he decisively gave up on chasing Wang Lin. Then he formed a seal and a cloud of purple mist appeared. An ancient shield charged out from the mist. There was a thunderous bang when the dark palm landed on the shield. Popping sounds echoed and countless cracks appeared on the shield. But it didn't collapse. However, it was pushed back and smashed into Dao Master Miao Yin. Dao Master Miao Yin coughed out blood and rapidly retreated. However, just as he retreated, the weakened expression on Wang Lin suddenly dissipated. There was a flash of killing intent as he waved his right hand and a monstrous bloodlight appeared. The blood sword shot toward Dao Master Miao Yin. "I want all his Joss flames," Wang Lin said calmly as he charged out. "I want his body to house my soul." An ancient voice echoed in the world. Dao Master Miao Yin didn't pay attention to Wang Lin. The shield before him flew out, colliding with the giant palm. There was anger in his eyes and he snapped, "Great Desolation, old poison, you broke your promise." What a joke. This old man has always kept his promises. Since you stole my treasure once, there will be a second time, a third time. How can I continue to let you steal? As he laughed, Great Desolation's figure flickered inside the dark palm print. This little cultivator is a junior of that old bird. That old bird is the only close friend I have, so how could I leave him? That body of yours is mine. As Great Desolation spoke, he waved his right hand. The 5 nails on the palm broke off and turned into 5 knives made of black gas. They were extremely sharp, and they shot toward Dao Master Miao Yin. Dao Master Miao Yin quickly retreated as the blood sword appeared behind him. He didn't care much about the blood sword or Wang Lin. He thought that at most Wang Lin could distract him. His real enemy was the Great Desolation old poison before him. When he saw the 5 nails fly out, he focused most of his attention on what was before him. As more power was poured into the shield, endless purple gas appeared until it was like a purple ocean. Junior Wang Lin, scram for this lord. When this lord has time, I'll kill you. As he retreated, he waved his left hand and an illusion walked out from the purple ocean. This figure was 1,000 feet tall and his body was covered in purple armor. He held a trident in his hand, and after he appeared, his eyes lit up and he charged at Wang Lin and the blood sword. Dao Master Miao Yin hadn't seen Wang Lin and Master Simo's battle. He had been eager to leave to come to the ancient order tomb and never even tried to find news about what happened on the great Emperor planet. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't know anything, he wouldn't have looked down upon Wang Lin like this and put all his attention on the enemy before him, because behind him was a god of slaughter. An ancient god that had refined Esteemed Ling Dong and had greatly increased in power. The blood sword howled and collided with the trident with a bang. There was almost nothing in the world that could stop the blood sword. It pierced through the trident and the figure. It then shot directly toward Tao Master Miao Yin. This sudden change caused the expression of Tao Master Miao Yin to change greatly. He was too late to dodge. The 5 knife-like fingernails from Great Desolation were closing in. At the moment of crisis, Tao Master Miao Yin waved his hand and let out a roar. Scales appeared on his body. These scales were purple and gave off a purple glow. In an instant, they covered his body. The 5 nails collided with the shield, causing a thunderous rumble. The shield was torn apart and the nails landed on Miao Yin's body. At the same time, the blood sword charged into his body. A heaven-equal shaking sound echoed across this sealed land. As the shockwave spread, a giant rift was opened in the sealed land and the fog outside rushed in. As the thunderous rumbles echoed, Tao Master Miao Yin coughed out blood. His chest was a bloody mess and filled with poison gas. The blood sword had penetrated his chest and returned back to Wang Lin. Sound essence, water essence, sound wave destruction Tao. Tao Master Miao Yin had a hideous expression as he quickly retreated. He had to admit that he had looked down upon Wang Lin, and right now he let out a shrill laugh. However, he didn't know that Wang Lin had already prepared his most powerful blow. He had used the sound essence to break open the void gate and reach the 3rd step. Then he refined the ancient 1000-star sea and encountered a great fortunate that allowed his water essence to come into fruition. Although it didn't reach perfection, the fusion of the 2 essences was enough for him to shake the heavens. This was one of the 5 masters of the ancient star system, Tao Master Miao Yin. At this moment, most of the purple scales on his body had collapsed and he was drenched in blood. His expression was extremely hideous and he let out an earth-shattering screech while he retreated. This was a moment of life and death for him. Great Desolation Old Poison, your oath is in my hands. I want to see how you plan to deal with the Joss Flame backlash. Miao Yin waved his hand and took out the rune that was formed by Great Desolation's oath. Holding the rune, Tao Master Miao Yin crushed it and it turned into specks of light. Great Desolation's face immediately turned pale inside the dark palm print and he coughed out a mouthful of blood, but didn't look weakened. He grinned and said, "This old man's cultivation method is different from you all. I steal my fortune from the heavens. How could a mere Joss Flame oath seriously injure this old man? Just a mouthful of blood is enough." The moment Great Desolation coughed out blood, his original body outside also coughed out blood. Although the desolated planet he was on had life and the mountains and rivers had spirit, everything instantly withered the moment he coughed out blood. It was as if the planet had instantly lived out its life and become a death planet. In the ancient tomb, Great Desolation waved his hand and the giant palm print charged at Tao Master Miao Yin. In this instant, the 5 fingers suddenly changed. The index finger turned into a black centipede with long whiskers. Its body twisted and was extremely hideous. After appearing, it let out a roar. The remaining 4 fingers flashed at the same time and transformed into a black snake with a horn on its head, a large black spider, and a large scorpion tail that seemed as if it could break the void. The thumb turned into a terrifying-looking toad. The back of the toad was covered in bumps that were filled with unimaginable poison. 5 different poisons shot out toward Tao Master Miao Yin, with Great Desolation in the middle. His hand formed a seal and he spat out a mouthful of poison. However, it didn't rush out but instead went into the face of Great Desolation. His physical appearance suddenly began to change. His face became yellow and black as if it was rotting and gave off a stench. His face moved strangely and soon turned into the appearance of his original body. His face was covered in scars and 3 needles penetrated his lips. His eyes under his messy hair gave off an endless, cold gaze. 40,000 years ago, this old man refined the 3 Great Desolation Celestials into needles to seal my lips. In order to kill you today, I'll let you know why I must seal my lips. 3 Celestials, release. Great Desolation let out a roar. The 3 needles that appeared after he returned to his original body penetrated his lips and shot out. They turned into 3 rays of black light that shot toward Tao Master Miao Yin. As Tao Master Miao Yin retreated, he waved his hand and the rumbling sounds in the air became even more intense. In just a short few moments, this sound replaced everything else in the world. A purple ocean also appeared before him, and the sound of waves crashing echoed. The fusion of sound and water essence in the form of the ocean resulted in the roar of the ocean. The roar of the ocean, the voice of the heavenly ocean. The sound magnified countless fold until it was powerful enough to destroy the heavens. This sound caused the seal on this land to collapse. Even the nearly 100 cultivators on the ground couldn't avoid it. As the ocean roared, they all let out miserable screams as their bodies collapsed one by one. The sealed land rapidly disintegrated and collapsed in an instant. Large amounts of fog rushed in and fused together with the ocean. Wang Lin reacted very fast. The moment Tao Master Miao Yin used the spell, he collected all the mosquito beasts. He then moved forward and began a pincer attack on Tao Master Miao Yin with great desolation. At this moment, he charged at Miao Yin and light flashed around him to offset the sound. The thunder and fire in his eyes flashed to offset the power of the roar from the ocean. Ocean world. Open. Miao Yin roared, and a giant rift hundreds of feet long appeared behind him. It was space inside the rift, but there were no planets. Instead, there was a purple ocean filled with countless life forms. They were all Tao Master Miao Yin's Joss Flame souls. At this moment, as Tao Master Miao Yin used his spell, his hand reached out behind him, causing the rift to increase tenfold in size. This rift was now boundless and rapidly expanded out from this collapsed sealed land. The sound of the ocean waves was heaven-shaking. Inside the rift, the ocean created a wave hundreds of feet tall. Hundreds of millions of Joss Flame souls rushed out from the rift toward the approaching Great Desolation. All of this happened in a flash. The purple ocean collided with Great Desolation's 5 poisons under the heaven-shaking roar of the ocean. Thunderous rumbles echoed like crazy and the sealed land became fragments, causing this place to be part of the fog sea. The fog was pushed back in all directions. Great Desolation's figure was about to be submerged by the purple ocean when a hiss echoed. Purplish black light came from Great Desolation's lips. It was a tongue. A tongue that shouldn't belong to a person. It was purplish black and immediately collided with the purple ocean. Great Desolation let out a muffled groan as the purple ocean went past his bizarre tongue and smashed into his body. Then Great Desolation coughed out blood and his body collapsed. A soul appeared and immediately retreated. At the same time, the purple ocean changed colors. After being touched by the tongue, the purple ocean turned black like ink, and a stench came from it. The Joss Flame ocean turned into a poison ocean. Inside the ocean, the 5 poisons had almost all collapsed. They turned into 5 strands of black gas and went through the ocean toward Miao Yin. In a flash, Tao Master Miao Yin coughed out blood and quickly retreated. 3 needles stabbed the area between his brows. These 3 needles stabbed into his forehead halfway and then black ripples echoed from them. There were also 5 strands of black gas around his bloody chest that turned into the 5 poison and entered his body. The Joss Flame ocean had been polluted and he himself was poisoned. However, he had destroyed his enemy's physical body, leaving them only a soul. This was a Pyrrhic victory for him. However, due to Wang Lin's presence, a sudden change occurred. Wang Lin had been prepared this whole time. His eyes shined with a cold glint when he got close. As Tao Master Miao Yin retreated, they came closer and closer. In a flash, there were only a few hundred feet between them. Tao Master Miao Yin continued to cough out blood, and he suddenly turned around. He waved his right hand and it unexpectedly separated from his body. It exploded to form a powerful gust of wind that swept toward Wang Lin. This gust of wind contained his intent to kill. He was like a dried-up oil lamp. He had to kill Wang Lin in order to retreat. Scram! Although he had been sneak attacked by Wang Lin's blood sword, in his heart, Wang Lin, who hadn't reached the 3rd step, was still an ant. Wang Lin suddenly stopped. When the gust of wind arrived, he pointed to the spot between his eyebrows. Ancient god stars appeared and the Emperor Furnace appeared from the 1st star. The ethereal Emperor Furnace immediately turned solid and the gust of wind smashed into it. The Emperor Furnace rumbled violently, but at this moment, the part facing Miao Yin seemed to melt. A killing intent that had been hidden for a long time suddenly erupted. A figure suddenly shot out and headed through the gust of wind. The moment this figure appeared, a giant, black statue appeared with the figure. This statue was like a devil god with its arm folded. At this moment, the statue's arms opened and a destructive power swept toward Miao Yin. The timing was extremely precise. It was exactly when Dao Master Miao Yin was most injured and was close enough so he couldn't evade. Miao Yin could have never imagined that Wang Lin, who he considered an ant, could have such terrifying methods. Ling Dong. Dao Master Miao Yin's expression changed greatly and disbelief appeared in his eyes. As he exclaimed, the statue filled with destructive power slammed its right hand on the spot between his eyebrows. The statue pushed the 3 needles another inch into his head. However, it didn't completely push them inside. Dao Master Miao Yin let out a miserable scream and his body was covered in black fog. The poison in his body erupted and, thanks to the destructive force, he was near death. He was knocked back and blood mist sprayed everywhere. At the same time, Great Desolation Soul quickly arrived and was about to possess Miao Yin's body by force. This was Wang Lin's ace, the most powerful move he had prepared to catch the other party off guard. Esteemed Ling Dong, who had just become an ancient slave, hadn't been refined enough, so he couldn't be called out for long. There was only time for one blow. Wang Lin grasped this critical moment and had Esteemed Ling Dong attack. Dao Master Miao Yin was one of the 5 masters, so although his cultivation was suppressed, his power was unimaginable. If not for the fact that he had been sneak attacked by Wang Lin's blood sword while facing Great Desolation and then came under attack by Great Desolation's most powerful spell, it would have been impossible for Wang Lin to injure him. The most important part was that Dao Master Miao Yin's understanding of Wang Lin stopped at the Great Emperor planet. He could have never expected Wang Lin to be able to get control of Esteemed Ling Dong, who was half a step into the 3rd step. This was his most fatal mistake. However, even with all of this, Esteemed Ling Dong was hit by the shockwave after he used his spell and coughed out blood as a result. Even the statue he had summoned disintegrated. Blood flowed out from Wang Lin's mouth and a roar echoed in his ears. The sound from Miao Yin threw him back. He felt pain in his origin soul and coughed out blood. However, just after he retreated a few steps, Wang Lin forced himself to stop. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes and he rushed forward. He ignored Miao Yin, who was knocked back. He waved his right hand. The Emperor Furnace appeared and surrounded the Black Ocean. This ocean had been poisoned, so it gave off a foul smell. The countless Joss Flame souls had already been infused with poison and had become poison souls, so they could no longer offer Joss Flames. However, this poison ocean was an extremely rare treasure for Wang Lin. He had to steal it before Great Desolation collected it. After refining it into a single drop with the Emperor Furnace, it would contain poison that could threaten 3rd step cultivators. As for Great Desolation, although he sounded nice, how could Wang Lin easily believe him? They were only working together because it benefited them both. Old monsters that had cultivated for tens of thousands of years were all cunning and couldn't be underestimated. If he could break his vow to Miao Yin, then he could naturally break his promise to Wang Lin. Wang Lin understood this very well. This was why he had purposely knocked down Master Miao Yin far away when Esteemed Ling Dong attacked. He also didn't push the 3 needles in completely, giving Miao Yin a chance to delay Great Desolation. Great Desolation Soul quickly chased after Dao Master Miao Yin. His soul turned into black gas and became a cruel possession. If Wang Lin had pushed the 3 needles in completely, Miao Yin wouldn't have had much power to resist. However, it was different now. The 2 of them began fighting each other with their divine senses inside Miao Yin's body. As a result, there was enough time for Wang Lin to take away the ocean that was poisoned. He didn't hesitate to form a seal with his, and with a roar, he captured the entire ocean in the Emperor Furnace. There were countless realms inside the Emperor Furnace, but with Wang Lin's cultivation level, he could only open 2. With a wave of his hand, one realm stored the poison ocean and the other realm stored the ancient slave. At this moment, as Dao Master Miao Yin and Great Desolation fought for control over the body, the rift that led to the Joss Flame realm began to quickly close. It was about to disappear completely. How could Wang Lin let this Joss flame realm dissipate? He had joined forces with great desolation to get Miao Yin's Joss flames. He couldn't use the Joss flames, but ancient slave Ling Dong was half a foot into the third step. As long as he got enough Joss flames, ancient slave Ling Dong could become a true third step cultivator. Wang Lin's eyes revealed a hint of madness as he rushed toward the Joss flame realm. There was still a vast, purple ocean inside that hadn't been poisoned. There were countless Joss flame souls inside. These were all collected and stolen by Miao Yin over the years. This was his foundation as one of the 5 masters. The surrounding fog had already been pushed far away and was giving off muffled rumbles. The sealed land had already collapsed and all the cultivator inside had died. The fog sea below was pushed down, revealing a vast, empty area. However, just as this moment, a shocking change occurred. The fog surged as if it was a fountain spitting out a large amount of fog. It was too fast, and the fog rushed upwards. What was shocking was that a giant arm hundreds of thousands of feet thick charged out. The moment the arm appeared, a powerful aura filled the entire fog sea. The arm was too fast, and it instantly closed in while opening its palm. It was targeting Wang Lin and Miao Yin, who was being possessed. This was the second time Wang Lin had seen the arm, and his expression changed greatly. An unimaginably powerful force closed in and was about to tear his body apart. The arm was so fast, it instantly touched down Master Miao Yin, and he coughed out blood. Great desolation took this chance to suppress Miao Yin's soul. However, this caused his body to be stuck on the palm by a suction force, and he was unable to break free. In a flash, the giant palm shot toward Wang Lin. The 5 fingers were like 5 pillars that supported the world. They suddenly fell down toward Wang Lin. They hit Wang Lin with a powerful impact that caused him to cough out blood, but he was unwilling. What caused him to be unwilling was not just the palm catching him, but that fact that the rift to the Joss flame realm was less than 1,000 feet away. The rift was now less than 10,000 feet long and was going to dissipate completely soon. Once it disappeared, his reward for teaming up with great desolation to seriously injure Miao Yin would be gone. Wang Lin had just used the life-saving spell inside the ancient god gauntlet, so he couldn't use it for a while. Also, every time it was used, it would damage the gauntlet until it collapsed. Seeing the palm close in, Wang Lin didn't have much time to think. He clenched his teeth and let out a roar at the sky. His eyes were filled with determination as his body grew. In a flash, he was thousands of feet tall. His ancient god body appeared. His sudden growth created 2,000 feet of distance between him and the giant palm. This completely erased the 1,000 feet distance between him and the Joss flame realm. Seal! Wang Lin roared, and with a wave of his hand, the 2 ancient leaves flew out, sealing the edge of the rift. This caused the shrinking rift to pause for a moment. During the moment of pause, Wang Lin's right hand moved like a meteor into the realm and mercilessly grabbed countless Joss flame souls. At the same time, the hand that had come out of the fog grabbed Wang Lin's chest. Pain filled his body, the power from the hand felt like it was going to crush him. The moment the arm grabbed Wang Lin, it suddenly sank. It was going to pull Wang Lin and Great Desolation, who had just succeeded in the possession, down into the fog sea. The arm was too powerful. Wang Lin had nothing to grab onto, and his arm was about to pull out from the Joss flame realm. He was about to be pulled down by the giant arm when his right hand suddenly grabbed onto the right side of the rift sealed by the ancient leaves. Then his left hand reached out, grabbing the left edge of the rift. His ancient god power surged like crazy as he held onto the sides of the rift. This scene was extremely shocking. If one looked from the distance, it would be enough to shock anyone who saw it. An ancient god thousands of feet tall holding onto a spatial rift like it was a fragment. Below his chest there was a giant palm holding his body and violently pulling him down. As he was being pulled, intense pain filled his body as if he was going to be ripped in half. There was a tearing sound as the rift was ripped open further as Wang Lin was pulled down. The endless purple ocean and the countless Joss flame souls were revealed when the rift was ripped open wider. There was madness in Wang Lin's eyes as he opened his mouth and inhaled. He couldn't care too much right now, he had to take away as much Joss flames as he could. As he inhaled, countless Joss flame souls flew toward him. Wang Lin's body was like a bottomless pit as he inhaled those Joss flame souls. He inhaled 10% of the Joss flame souls in one go. His body had sunk tens of thousands of feet from being pulled by the arm. However, his hand was clinging onto the edge of the rift, so it wasn't able to dissipate. It was ripped open tens of thousands of feet as Wang Lin was pulled down. Emperor Furnace. The moment the rift was opened wider, Wang Lin let out a roar and a majority of the Emperor Furnace entered the Joss Flame realm. A realm inside the furnace opened up and absorbed like crazy. Large amounts of purple ocean rushed into the Emperor Furnace along with countless Joss Flame souls. The Emperor Furnace absorbed another 20% of Tao Master Miao Yin's Joss Flame realm. The 20% of the purple ocean had filled up the Emperor Furnace, so it was no longer able to absorb more. All of this happened in an instant. Wang Lin endured the pain in his body and finally loosened his hand. Then the Emperor Furnace turned into a ray of light and disappeared between Wang Lin's eyebrows. Even the two ancient leaves were taken back by Wang Lin. His body was rapidly pulled down by the huge arm to the bottom of the fog sea. The rolling fog quickly gathered from all directions and filled the vortex that was created by the movement of the arm. Shortly after, everything was filled with fog. Then it gradually calmed down. Several hours later, a group of more than 20 cultivators flew by. They didn't notice a thing. Strange. According to the map, there should be a sealed land here. We looked for a long time and still didn't find it. Could the map be wrong? The crowd gradually flew away. 1. A change from Gu Nuzi to Ancient Slave. The reason I didn't translate it before was because it was being used like a name. So I thought it was a name that meant Ancient Slave, but just using Ancient Slave was weird because what if more appears? However, in this chapter it's clearly shown to be used as a title instead, so I'll change it now to the translated version. This video will end here.